Welcome to another video review on our channel, this time about a very special new product which we just received and which in our opinion is going to make a really big impact on the market. We are talking about the Pulsar Forward F135. These are completely new clip-on, digital clip-on devices made by Pulsar. Which can convert your daytime rifle scope, to a night vision rifle scope. As you probably know, Pulsar is a company based in Belarus. However, they have their offices and their headquarters also in the European Union. They have one really big facility located in Lithuania, where their main service center is and also some of the production. They are one of the, if not the most important forerunner in the field of night vision optics, especially digital night vision optics, and lately also thermal. In my opinion, they will become, if they are not already, the biggest company in this field. At least their rapid growth in the last couple of years shows that this could happen. So, as you probably know, they were already one of the first who introduced and mass-produced digital forwarders or clip-on devices. The forerunner of this particular product was the DFA-75. You probably remember this one. This was the first device of this kind, and it was hugely successful since its price point was much lower than all similar conventional devices with a photocathode for amplifying light. Why were they so successful? Because the price point was much lower. If we consider that you can buy a conventional clip-on device for around 3,000 euros, that's the start, and then they go up all the way to 7,000–8,000 euros. And then you compare these prices with this digital clip-on devices, then you can clearly understand. The DFA-75 costed 1,500 euros, so it was about 50% cheaper than any conventional solution. And this one, the Forwarder F135 and 155, there are two models in this series, they have a price point of around 1,000 euros. So this is you can imagine that you will be able to buy a digital clip-on for 1/3 of the price of the conventional clip-on. The other thing is, which is also very important, is that these digital clip-ons, their quality, the image quality, grows rapidly. If you compare this one with conventional, let's say 3 times as expensive clip-ons, you would be amazed how small is the difference between the image quality. So I said there are two models in this series. This particular one is F135 and the other model is F155. The main difference, or the only difference, is in the front lens. So similarly like with thermal clip-ons, which are also made by Pulsar and named Core, the difference in the objective lens gives these two devices a little bit different purpose. They function practically the same, but the difference is that this one, the smaller model, 135, this one offers wider field of view, almost 12 meters at 100 meters, and it is thus more appropriate for use on closer ranges. If you use it on, let's say, on feeding ground on up to 100 meters or less, this is a more convenient choice because you'll have a wider field of view and a better control over the scene at which you are watching. While the bigger model, the F155 with a bigger lens, it offers narrow field of view but a little bit better image quality at longer distances. That means better range of detection. If we say that this device has a range of detection of approximately 370 meters, then the bigger F155 will have 450 or something like that. So you gain a little bit of range of detection, but you lose field of view. So it's really important that you choose the appropriate device for your style of hunting. Since it's similar like with normal rifle scopes, you need a wider field of view on close range, and you need better range of detection if you use it on a little bit longer range. At the moment there is I apologize, there is no comparable device on the market from any other competitor. So this is also a very important factor, and I also think that this particular series of devices, or this particular device, will revolutionize the market, since this 1,000 euro price point, it's I would say a psychological limit where a lot of people will try for the first time to use clip-on devices, since they will consider them affordable. And I think that this device can be a game changer. What is also important with this, if we compare a little bit between conventional and this digital clip-ons, where are the advantages and where are the disadvantages? I would say that the main advantage is that, of course, these devices are more affordable. The prices are lower. They can also be used during daytime, which is great if you want just to test how it works, if you want to use it while there is still a lot of light, or if you just want to do a video during the day, how you shoot and so on. So this is a main advantage, because with the normal conventional clip-ons with a cathode inside, you can damage the device if you use it during the daytime. What is also important is that with this digital night vision devices, you can have higher wavelengths of the illuminator. That means that it is the best to use illuminators with wavelengths over 900 micrometers. And why is this important? Because no animal can see over 900 micrometers, at least animals which we usually hunt. So this is really great, because you can have a really powerful illuminator, but it is completely invisible. This is something what with conventional cathodes it's impossible. With conventional clip-ons you need 850 micrometers of wavelength of your illuminator or less, and at least on close range it can be visible to animals and it can frighten them. So this is definitely a big advantage. What is also great is that these digital devices are getting smaller and lighter. So at the moment I can see only one competitor in the class of conventional clip-ons which is smaller than this one. All the rest are bigger and heavier. Also, these digital devices are less prone to any kind of difficulties due to the elements. So if it's raining, cold and so on, this digital always work. And there is no aging of the device in regards to image quality. You know, with the conventional clip-ons, with all conventional night vision optics, you usually get lower quality of the image with time. That means if you use it for 10 years, the image quality will be lower than when the device was new. This is something what doesn't happen with digital night vision. Digital night vision image quality is always the same. And due to this reason, I think a lot of people likes digital a little bit more. What are disadvantages? Well, the resolution is still not close to the conventional. Also, the range of detection, it's not close. You can see with a conventional clip-on a little bit longer. And the battery consumption. Of course, these digital devices need more energy. They eat more of the battery. Well, this particular device has this problem solved quite well with their new BPAC batteries, which are the same like on the Helion thermal devices. So I would say that future will look like this. I can, at least I think that the future will be digital. I also think that Gen 2 Plus devices will gradually be replaced by thermals, and everything else will be replaced by the digital night vision. Or maybe even Gen 2 Plus will be replaced by digital night vision, and Gen 3 devices will be replaced by thermals. So this is definitely the future. If you talk a little bit about the actual device, as you can see, it's very small. It's only 450 grams, about 135 millimeters in length, and about 10-11 centimeters in width, about 10 centimeters also in height. So it's really small, compact and light. It has control buttons on top in the same way like core devices, thermal clip-ons from Pulsar. You have the focusing button on top, which focuses all the way from 5 meters onwards. Then you have the included ER illuminator with a wavelength of 940 micrometers. This is completely invisible to all animals. And you also have the USB, micro USB connector, where you can either connect this device to a computer or on a battery pack. The batteries on this device are new, B-pack, so the waterproofness is not compromised. This device has a waterproofness with a standard of IPX7, so it's a really good device. And as you can see, you can really change the battery quickly. It's a 1 second move. So it's really quick, really easy. I think that these battery packs, B-packs from Pulsar, these are probably the biggest news in thermal and digital night vision which happened lately, because as we all know, the battery is always the problem. If I speak a little bit more about the control of the device, the menus are also new. You enter them here, very similarly than in Core, but the layout of the menu is now circular. So it's different than all other devices made by Pulsar. Every button also has a function with a long or a short click, so you can enter some of the options a little bit quicker. And you also have the option with the menu button, this one here, to enter the basic menu, where you can adjust the brightness, and the advanced menu, where you can adjust all other parameters. And then you have here the button to turn off and on the device. Now turning off the device has a same feature as thermal devices from Pulsar. That means that you have to hold this button for at least 3 seconds. I don't like this approach on this device. I think that a simple one push turn off would be a little bit better. Well, as you can see, the device is well made and very robust. It looks at least robust, and based on our experience with other Pulsar devices, I believe this will be the same case also with this one. It can be used also as a monocular. Pulsar already produces for many years this 5x30 monocular for their devices, and even though this device has the old bayonet, it fits also on this new one. So you can use it as a monocular, not only as a clip-on. But in general, I would say that most of the people will use it as a clip-on. As I mentioned, the device got a new bayonet, which is different than previous one. I can show you on the FA75. The previous one had only 2 slots for attaching the adapter. Now the new bayonet has 4 such points, and you can see 4 pins which hold this together like this. So it's a much more secure and tight fit. I would say this was a very smart idea. As you can see, you can also buy a new type of the adapters with this device, even though the old ones are also fit, but I think that the new ones will fit much better. At the moment we are all waiting that those producers which are producing non-original adapters but with other functionalities like Rusan, which is best known, and SmartClip, that they will produce the adapter for this device very soon. What is also very different from all other devices made by Pulsar until now is that this device has no zeroing function. At least I was not able to find it until now, and I believe this is the case. If I'm wrong, I apologize, then I will edit the video and add how to zero the device. So the basic idea is that the device is centered in the optical axis, and that when you put it on your rifle scope, you don't need to zero anything. It works like with or without, it works the same. The warranty is 3 years, and as we know, Pulsar has a service center in Europe, in Lithuania, so they will provide service for much longer period than only 3 years. So first 3 years, if anything happens, everything would be included. Afterwards, they will provide service for at least 10 years more. At least in our experience, the service works well, but we also have to say that we don't have much of the warranty claims. We have more cases of damage of the devices due to improper use or something like that. Well, what is also new with this device, the device has a new sensor. It's a CMOS unit with 702 by 526 pixels, and I presume that it's more sensitive to light, so it gains more light, or at least it amplifies more light, which with digital night vision optics and with really powerful infrared illuminators which emit invisible light is not really that important, because the illuminator is much more important than the actual sensitivity of the sensor. But this new sensor, normally at this moment, I would say it has a best possible sensitivity. The illuminator, which comes together with the device, it's controlled over the menu inside of the device, so you control the intensity over the menu. You can see here it connects and it's controlled. And if you remove it, then you still have the option to put on an external infrared illuminator on this small Picatinny rail, which you then have a plug or a cap with which you cap this connector, so that you still have a full waterproofness of the device. And then you can use any kind of illuminator, either Pulsar or from anybody else on this device. This is the only attachment point on the whole device. So if you have on the original infrared illuminator, it's impossible to attach anything else to this device. It has no other possibility of the attachment. This is something what is really strange, but this is the way how Pulsar decided. The screen is also new. It has a higher resolution. It's AMOLED 640 by 480, and from what we tried, it has a much clearer picture than the previous DFA 75. The screen and the sensor are the same on both devices, on F135 and F155. I would say with 135 they say that you can use it from 2 to 6 magnification. The bigger model goes from 4 to 7. I would say that even 8 is still usable, because the screen resolution is really better than it was before. But in reality, when you're using it as a clip-on during the night, you rarely use it on magnification higher than 4, but you still have the possibility even to crank it up to 7, and it will still work well, and the image will not be too grainy. I will also say that with this device, 135, the field of view of almost 12 meters, 11.7 meters on 100 meters is quite impressive. And on closer range, I think this is a really big advantage. The device, like all new Pulsars and Yukons, Yukon and Pulsar are in the same, these are two brands of the same manufacturer. Well, all the devices, new devices, can be connected to a smartphone with a Stream Vision app. You can see they have a commercial for Stream Vision app in the manual. The manual is really well done in many different languages, and it provides all the information you need. Well, if we say more about the Stream Vision app, if you checked our channel, you have seen that we have done a review of a Stream Vision app. We really like it. In our firm, we are big fans of Stream Vision. It works flawlessly and it offers some really high-tech features. You can control all the parameters of the device through the smartphone. You can take photos, you can take videos, even videos during shooting. This will be probably the most interesting thing. I presume that videos of hunts with this device will flood the YouTube soon. And what is also great, you can see what the device is actually seeing on your smartphone. So while somebody is aiming and using the device as a clip-on, you can see what he's doing on your smartphone. Very, very smart. Well, Stream Vision is really all stars. If I use this opportunity for a short comparison between the older DFA model and the newer, well, there are many advantages. This one is smaller and lighter. It offers better image quality. It has a lower price, nicer design in my opinion. It's better made, it has a much better water protection, and it has no need for zeroing because, as you can see, this one was not in the same optical plane. So the optical plane was here, the rifle scope plane was here, and due to this reason it has a whole software how to zero it. It was not a big thing, but still, this one is easier to use because you just put it on your rifle scope and that's it. However, at the same time, this can also be a disadvantage because this offered, with the possibility of zeroing, it offered additional possibilities to set it the way you wish. Even if you want to have a different zero when you put the night vision on as normally, let's say that you have normally a 300 meter zero, and then at night you hunt at 50 meters for wild boars. This device offered the possibility to re-zero the whole system, the whole setup of your rifle and your rifle scope and everything. So in this regard it was much more versatile and much more usable. So I would say this is a plus and a minus. I would say that it wouldn't be a big thing to include a zeroing possibility also in the new device, but they didn't. What I liked on this device a little bit more is the possibility to have more attaching points on the forwarder. I have seen many times when people had two different illuminators, 915 micrometers on this side and 940 on that side, or 850 on this side and this one 915. So you could choose. If you were observing objects or animals on a longer distances, you can use 850, then on closer 915, so that you were not noticeable, and so on. So in this regard, the new device with only one single attaching point has a little bit of a shortcoming compared to the previous. What I liked on the DFA 75 a little bit more is this menu button, rotating menu button. This is the easiest way to use such devices. You just rotate it to the option which you wish to choose and then choose it with one click. This is something which is not possible anymore with this setup. I do understand that probably waterproofness had a big influence over this because this is completely waterproof, and with this rotating button that is much harder to achieve. What was in my opinion a little bit nicer on the DFA 75 was the external switch for the infrared illuminator, where you could choose the intensity and on-off. This is also something what you need to enter the menu to do on the new device. And the 3-second turn off routine, I think it's not really needed on a device like this. So with this one you just pushed and it turned off. With this one you have to hold for 3 or 4 seconds. But apart from that, I would say it's a big step forward. I really like the new device more than the old one, even though it has some features that we will need to get used to them. So if I do a short summary, this was a really long video, but I think this device is so important on this market that it deserves a longer video. I would say with a price point of 1000 euros, this is something what will change the whole market, what will change our perspective about night vision clip-ons. The build quality, compactness, waterproofness, IPX7, well, it's waterproof, and the ease of operation with no zeroing, and you just put it on and that's it. I think all of these points will make this device sell. What I also like is the battery. This battery system with these B-pack batteries, these batteries hold on thermals for 6 hours. That means that on this device they will hold for at least 12. I didn't check it yet, but I know that these batteries are really well, have a long life. So I would say that the battery problems are over with this system now. When you can, and also this battery is not so expensive, so even the battery change, it's so fast that I don't believe that anyone will ever plug in the external battery source on this device, while this was quite normal on the older ones. The new bayonet, I also like 4 points. It's more secure and definitely better aligns the device. What I would like that maybe on next generation would be done differently: external indicator when the device is on and off. A small light, it would change the ease of use a lot. One additional point with a Picatinny rail for attaching anything possible on the device. This would also be well. Well, the menu buttons, we have to get used to them. So the rotating menu button like this was a little bit better, but you can still connect the external remote control, which has a button like this rotating. You can connect it to this device and then it's easier to control it, or you can control it through Stream Vision app. This is also very easy. I also think that zeroing possibility as an addition for all those people who need some special features on the, or use it in any special way, I think the zeroing would be a nice addition also. Apart from that, I would say this is almost a must-have device, and since for this type of devices it's so affordable that I believe it will sell really well, and I believe that people will really like it, since when you look at the image quality, it is hard to believe that this device costs only around 1000 euros, especially when you see how much more useful the whole setup is when you use it with a device like this. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and check our webpage for additional information. Send us email if you have any questions, or use comments on this YouTube video.